Hello everybody, welcome to the House of Logic. I figured this was a good topic to get started on since it required a lot of rational thought to organize my thoughts and come to an actual confident opinion on this subject. So Kony, if you don't know who he is or what the video is about, watch the link in the description beneath this video and get yourself caught up and come on back. The good. Let's just start with the good. What's good about this whole posting of the Kony video and, raising awareness? Well, for one, the power of social networking has never been more evident, to me anyway. I mean, I've never seen something go this viral this quickly. The comments on the YouTube video are just rolling in by the dozens every minute. I mean, it's insanity. Clearly, social networking has the power and potential to be used as something that can really better this world and bring humanity together, which is awesome, because that's what technology ideally would do moving forward. This whole thing speaks to the general good-natured well-intent of humanity. I mean, people have been posting about Kony that I've been friends with that have never posted anything of substance in their entire Facebook lives. It's making people care about something outside of their little bubble, which is great. It's something that I'm trying to encourage with my friends and my family all the time. So that, I mean, awesome. Kudos, Invisible Children, great job. People are now very aware of this atrocity that's been going on since the mid-'80s that previously I wasn't aware of. I knew generally that this kind of thing happened, but to that extent and the specific details, I had no idea. That's a good thing. So, great things have come of their work, Invisible Children's work, with promulgating this video. The bad, though. The sad fact that I'm sitting here a day after I noticed this video and watched it for the first time, and I'm worried that maybe I'm a little late on posting this commentary. I mean, for God's sake, it doesn't say much about our collective ability to hold our attention on anything. I'm not judging, and I'm not saying this is a fact, but I'm willing to bet that most of the people that posted and shared Kony, the video, probably won't do another damn thing other than having click that share button. You didn't make this world a better place by sharing that. It's a good start. It's a good start. If you really care, prove it. Do some research. Find out if the facts in Kony 2012 are actually facts. Find out, fact check. It never ceases to amaze me in this country especially how people will just take everything that is thrown at them at face value, be it CNN or Fox or any news channel or a well-compiled YouTube video. You have to fact check. But I digress. Like I said before, if you care, prove it. Find out if Invisible Children is really the best campaign to support in order to fix this issue. I mean, maybe they are, maybe they're not. I haven't personally done enough research to find that answer at this point. But the fact that everyone's buying the kits, I mean, I guarantee you people are buying these kits for Kony 2012 without actually knowing anything about the organization Invisible Children itself. I mean, from what I've gathered at this point, no more, I've seen varying numbers, but no more than 35% of donations to that non-for-profit organization actually go to Uganda to help the situation. And that 35 or around 35% that does, part of it's going to the Ugandan army, which has been known to commit the same brutal acts of rape and maiming its victims, and there's my point being here. There's a lot of things to think about in this issue, so before you go sending your money to this organization, find out if there's a better way. Maybe there's another organization that is actually working to help the cause in a different way, a better way. People don't do any research. It's just mind-boggling. But at least some people are doing something. I'll give them that. Now, I don't want to be bursting people's collective bubbles with this whole ordeal. Trust me, demotivating people who have a desire to do good in this world is certainly not my goal. Take responsibility for the things that you post. Do research before you claim to support, before you publicly support an organization or a cause. Use your brain and don't let raw emotions control the decisions that you make. And on to the bigger issue, foreign aid. Because essentially, any help that we provide to Uganda, no matter what way you slice it, it's foreign aid. And right now, I don't know if you guys know or if anybody knows, but we're actually $16 trillion in debt that we know of, plus more than that in this country. All those zeros, that's real. $16 trillion in debt. If I have no money in my bank account and I see a homeless guy on the street and I have no money in my pockets and he's suffering, how much money do I have to give the homeless guy? At this point, we can't, no matter what horrible things are going on, we can't worry about things outside of our own country. I might sound like an asshole for saying that, and I feel like one a little bit, because, my upbringing tells me we need to help those in need. You find a way. Also, another fundamental question regarding foreign aid. How do you prioritize it? There's over 17,500 slaves being imported into the U.S. every year, and that stat's over 2 years old. That's one of the most growing criminal activities in the world, and that's over 2 years old. 17,500 into the U.S. alone as sex slaves, labor slaves. It's happening here. Who's to say these little innocent girls and whose parents sold them to terrible people, who's to say they're not as important as the people in Uganda? How do you make that decision? Now, ideally, in a perfect world, we could debate this. We could have this discussion and say, you know what? Well, let's weigh these decisions. Let's see how to attack these issues. We are in no position to do that right now. We have no money. None. We have our own problems to worry about. That's my point. That's Ron Paul's point. You can't worry about your neighbor until you're taken care of, or else pretty soon you're going to be no good to anybody. Unless it's private donations, that's great. I'm all for it. Private donations. If you want to send your hard-earned money to a foundation that's going to help those people in Uganda, go for it. By all means, I encourage that. But to request federal money or help from the U.S. government, which is what Kony 2012 is trying to do, they want to have military intervention in Uganda. We should be able to debate this. How awesome would it be if we had a balanced budget? Imagine this country has a balanced budget. Our people are in good shape. There's problems, but they're manageable. We could say, this might be a noble cause to send our military to. Maybe we can actually be a leader of good at that point and say, you know what? Maybe we help these guys out. Why don't we first, though, prioritize on getting our thousands and thousands of troops out of Afghanistan and Iraq? Yes, there's still 17,000 military contractors in Iraq. Why don't we focus on that first? Or removing our troops from all the useless foreign bases around the entire world, over 900 bases. Why don't we take care of that before we worry about sending troops to another never-ending conflict? The bottom line is we need to take care of ourselves before we can worry about taking care of anybody else. Why hasn't this wave of indignation that is sweeping the nation right now over Kony, why isn't that wave of indignation sweeping over the nation regarding the fact that our nation is crumbling? We are losing our republic, our constitutional republic, and really, very few people care. I've seen more posts about Kony from actual friends of mine, not Ron Paul friends, although I love you guys, but actual people I know in real life. I've seen more posts about Kony than I have about, and in one day, than I have total about NDAA, the Patriot Act, military industrial complex. I mean, for God's sake. What's wrong with this picture here, people? Get your shit together, handle our shit, and then worry about helping other people. But if we don't pay attention now and fix our own problems, we're not going to be around much longer to be able to help anybody. That's the bottom line. Logic. Use it.